people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true.
Of course, I saw, you see, a picture of this rock, and you see, no, it is very center. You see this, I mean, very center of Australia. You see this. It's quite unusual. So then my one previous visit, again you see the chartered plane. So then when we reach here, you see they kindly also they arrange, you see, go like that. So then I felt, I want to go there. However, I first asked, are there any, also the comfortable accommodation or not? If no, then okay. Okay, from aeroplane, see, enough. If accommodation there, then I want to come. So they say quite sort of comfortable sort of, also the facility there. So come. And then I think main sort of, also the important part is in different part of the world, the indigenous people, local people, you see, they have their own cultural heritage. You see that any cultural heritage, you see, develop according to the environment and their way of life. So really worthwhile to preserve. Then frankly speaking, one time I think Sydney or somewhere museum, the indigenous people sort of culture demonstrated. Yeah, one living human being there, almost you see showing part of that because of the museum. I felt that's too much. Same human being. No matter how, you see, their cultural heritage comparatively a little bit sort of ancient or, frankly speaking, a little bit sort of too simple. But still human beings. You must respect them. So that's the main reason in order to express my respect, you see, your culture, your community. So that's one main reason. Then perhaps curiosity. Since my childhood, my mind always what is the why?
Move on, please.
And we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the...
Whenever I met indigenous people, I always express my respect and appreciation for heritage still they kept. And meantime, world is changing. Each community eventually becomes citizen of the world. That's the reality. We Tibetan, you see, several centuries we prefer remain isolated. Then after we found opportunity, wider contact with different people. Meanwhile, try to keep one's own useful part of our cultural heritage. But at the same time, you see, we no longer remain isolated. Reach out, every people. That's I think a proper way to keep your own tradition. Among the different people, you see, who are very much concerned about their own cultural heritage, I really admire the Sami land people. They preserve their culture, including their language, through modern education, modern technology. That's, I think, very practical, and that's, I think, more effective. Some indigenous people in South America I met, you see, in order to keep their sort of cultural heritage, they prefer isolate. That's not proper way. Okay. So therefore, sorry. So therefore, modern education is very important. Thank you.
I do believe I have been changed for the better, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed.
산에 담으려야 밑에면 미리 소소스 깨야 그냥 금시지 말이 소소스 금시지 서구 다게 내술로 시부지기 근데 그래도 금시지 내버리 근데 소소스 숨적살 대청물이 얘는 숨적 지나는데 그냥 아까 포함이라도 하셔도 되면 코란즈다 지게다 지다가 내신 코란즈 kum시 주체 숨겨치야 간다리야 이 가서다 살지서를 모던 월이야 만들지 하나 근데 생기죠 약간 맞다 이 고통 말이야 그냥 그 뉴스 내기 때문에 미리 우리 사이트가 다가 내신 게 아니라 사미랜드 랍랜드에서 살죠 Scandinavian 정규도 거기에 정규 시행 상황이 이렇게 그냥 소수 철 소수 깨 소수 쉐 샤워 찾았습니다. 그러니까 이제 딱 와서 세대기 정규 시행 이렇게 그런 것도 저한테 드시고 봐 정규 시행 상황이 이렇게 얘네 소수 뭐냐 자네 배우기 그러니까 산재배 남주 떠들던데 시세 지역에 있는 이 도구가 좋아야. 저 찾을 수 있는 거 이렇게 좋아야. 사진은 눈에 가면 파일을 판단해요.
Nganamba enma, nganamba chokorba, ngana chokorba pulka kalini. Kapalo.
Allah. Thank you. Thank you. I want to see your nose. Please come. So, brothers and sisters, I am extremely happy now. One of my dreams now become true. So, since many years, when I saw the picture of this rock, it's some kind of curiosity. So now, actually, I came, saw very closely, and even touched the one part of the rock or mountain. And then the indigenous people here, and this morning also I met. See, you really showing your sincere feeling. I very much appreciate. Although physically, big distance, and also the shape of face, some differences, but still we are same human being. Basically, you see, mentally, emotionally, we all have same also nature. So I always see talking sameness of humanity. So when I met, you see, people. It's a different continent, different long history. You see, we cannot communicate through our language, but we can communicate smile, love. So I really appreciate you also showing genuine affection. I really appreciate. One little terrible thing this morning, when they give me sort of one sort of ladas kare, or gift. In it, 2 worms. From my childhood, the caterpillar, I cannot touch. Sometimes I jokingly expressing, my previous life may be one caterpillar. So I really used to feel something very uncomfortable. Like others, insect, like scorpion. I can touch. But some people very much afraid. Me, not. But this is a caterpillar. Very difficult. So when you see, give me, you see that something inside to caterpillar. So then actually you see that that person. From this, it was right from the beginning together, and he explained about the mountain, sacred mountain, these things. And he enjoyed one of the women. You see, judging his physical, very strong. So that worm may be, I think, very nutritious, maybe. So now more important, now here, actually it's some program, training and education, the native people, particularly young children. That's wonderful. As I mentioned, I expressed each native people, indigenous people, have their own certain cultural heritage, and including language. So absolutely, each one have the right to preserve that. So then way to preserve, as far as I notice, as a result of meeting some indigenous people in Latin America, in America, Northern America, a lot of sort of native Indians group I met, and also Hawaii, this area, native people, and New Zealand, native people, and Taiwan also native people. So these native people, all of them very much concerned how to preserve their own cultural heritage. And really, I think most of native sort of culture, it seems, I think, their sort of life very much close touch with nature, like American native sort of Indian. Almost they worship Earth, Mother Earth. Also Japanese, the Shinto, very much sort of respect nature. This, I think, modern people should learn. Sometimes too much technology, and then sometimes we feel we are something controller of the nature. Finally, we humanity develop from nature. So nature is truly our mother. So we have to respect nature, and we have to protect nature. So sometimes we a little bit sort of. I think you also have the same sort of experience when you live in a big sort of hotel and a big city. You see, you're a little bit sort of isolated from the nature. When you come this kind of place, the nature is something, you see, kind of very striking in our mind. So we also then feeling we are part of the nature. So these is a native, ancient sort of native Kasota, their cultural heritage. You see, they're quite close touch with nature. I think even if it's a modern sort of country, farmers, their life more closer with nature than factory worker. Clear. Then I think the important thing is the mental state. People who are working in big city and people who are working in farmland. I think mental state. People who are working in big city, you see, some kind of, how to say, a little bit isolated, less human sense of human companion, human community. Whereas in farmland, still, no matter how much mechanized farm system and modern facility, but still, you see, they have more sense of community. So therefore, you see, some my friend, Indian, and also some Europeans, they say the rate of suicide in big city, among the workers, more often. In countryside, farmers, less. Quite clear. You see, in the farmland, the sense of community there. So when someone passing through some difficulties, but still the sense of community, that give them hope. Big city, just salary, and become like part of mission, then the sense of community much less. I think some Japanese case, the factory worker, employer, employees, some close relations. So each employee, here, some Japanese, and no Japanese, you are Korean. Korean, you. Huh? Kasa?
Jami, Chinese.
Oh, foreign. 中国大陆. Oh, 欢迎. So any Japanese? Oh, there. Oh, some Japanese. Arigato. Just one word. That I know. Whenever I reach Japan, it's a very good exercise. This. Do this every moment, every occasion. So very good exercise of that. Then one my critic to my Japanese brothers sisters, you too much sorrow. Because the formal way. I don't like that, really. You see, we should feel we are same human being. Whenever we meet people, completely relax, like that. So that's my secret. So when I give talk, few people, or 1,000 people, or 10,000, 100,000, I have, you see, no differences. I feel I just is talking another human being. I never sort of consider myself I'm something special. When I meet people, when I give talk, I never consider I'm Dalai Lama. Nothing. Same, as I mentioned earlier. We are same. And that, when I sort of because of the effort to see the other person's sort of nose. So we have different shape of nose and different size of nose. I think when we look face, generally we can distinguish Indonesian or Vietnamese a little bit like that. Then of course European like that. So except this small sort of different shape, otherwise we all same human being. When I think we are same, I am same human being, then immediately, you see, I have no feeling of something because of the distance, the separation. if I too much emphasis, I'm Buddhist, I'm Tibetan, I'm Dalai Lama, then actually you yourself isolate from rest of the audience or people. These are artificial. The way we born, way we die, same. And while we alive, we want a happy life. We all have right to be happy person, like that. So now, whenever I also they talk, now modern time, we are 21st centuries. Generally speaking, material development highly developed. And with that, materialistic sort of education also highly developed. But still, there are a lot of problems. Even those people who are highly educated, but very unhappy person, too much stress. Then those people, billionaire, very rich, as a human being, unhappy person. And then a lot of problems which we are facing. Actually, our own creation. Nobody wants a problem, but many problems deliberately created by human themselves. So something lacking, something wrong. That is, people always seeking happiness from outside. Not much pay attention about our inner potential. From our birth, we already cultivated our human affection because we received maximum affection from our mother. So that experience actually absorbed in our blood. So people who received affection from surrounding people, not only mentally happy, but physically some effect. So scientists, mainly medical scientists, they say constant fear, constant anger, hatred actually eating our immune system. So, other hand, calm mind is very helpful for our physical health. So we usually sort of use the word healthy mind, healthy body, very close link. So modern society, modern education, not sufficient to pay attention about our inner value. So now please think more our inner value, irrespective whether religious minded or not. That's up to individual. But so long we are human being, we should have peace of mind. And then world problem. Once we develop sense of oneness of humanity and take care about others' life, about others' well-being, then there's no room to kill because you respect their life and consider they're also our brothers, sisters. On a secondary level, there are differences. Religious belief, there are differences, different religious belief, different nationality, different races, different color, and then even same religious belief, same sort of cultural heritage, but still differences rich and poor. Millions of poor people, their life poverty, right? Right. Same planet, northern world, you enjoy surplus, right? Surplus. And same planet, southern world, many starvations. And then, not only humanity level, but national level, like America, very rich nation, almost most biggest because of the economy, sort of, because of the, but the one occasion I was in Washington, the one public talk, I mentioned there. So this, the capital of the richest nation, the suburb, the capital, and also within the sort of Washington city, there are poor people. So this gap, rich and poor, not only morally wrong, but practically also source of problem. So all these, and corruption, and exploitation, bully, all these, if we really have sense of oneness of humanity and sense of concern of others' well-being, then these things automatically reduce. So now time come, I think we should pay at least some attention about our inner value. So I want to share with you, and not necessarily to believe what I said. Please investigate according to your own experience, and also so watching your neighbor, and then you get conclusion. Heartedness is the source of happiness, because heartedness is the source of trust. Trust brings friendship. We are a social animal. Friendship, very important. So where distrust there, or sense of jealousy, sense of extreme competition, one positive, one negative. Positive is, he reached very successful. I also, same human being and same potential. I must work hard to reach same. That's positive competition. Negative competition, sense of negative, the sense of negative competition. In order to you reach first, create some problem to other. That's negative sense of competition. So competition, generally speaking, necessary in order to go further develop, is necessary. So like that. So the more compassionate mental attitude, friendship comes. Then no matter you are rich or poor, you see, full of, the trust, friendship. For example, within your own family, even economically, maybe poor. The poor quality of food or something, but still feel very happy. Where lacking friendship, apparently you enjoy the expensive, marvelous meal, but not necessarily very happy. While you are enjoy food, your mind watching this side. A little uncomfortable feeling, isn't it? Full trust, open. Then feel very happy, completely relaxed. So you can experiment, investigate, isn't it? Like family, husband, wife, fully sort of, they trust, respect each other, not just sort of extreme sort of love on the level on the basis of external beauty. That's not very reliable. Few weeks, oh, mad. And then after a few weeks, quarrel. So I usually is telling, particularly is the young ladies, your external beauty is certainly important. So worthwhile spend some money for cosmetic wear. But real important thing is inner beauty. You have inner beauty, then, for example, the couple, a case of couple, with inner beauty, that couple, long-lasting, happy marriage. On the basis of external beauty, they're not very sure. Some my friend, they say, when several years, first time when I met, there's one wife and some children. Then after a few years, again I met new wife. And then sometimes third time meet another wife. So then, of course, the two couple, okay, doesn't matter. But the children, I think psychologically, much negative effect. So happy marriage is very important. Of course, I'm monk. You see, no concern about that. But you see, the inner beauty is very important. So therefore, inner beauty means more compassionate heart there. And automatically showing through smile. You see, you feel happy, your friend feel happy. Distrust. Try sort of, as I mentioned earlier, negative sense of competition, jealousy. Even social gathering, suppose happy moment, but that person won't get sort of happy experience, like that. So therefore, please pay some attention about our inner value. That is, I think, basically nothing to do with religion. Because, as I mentioned earlier, we grown up under parents' affection. As soon as we born, mother's physical touch. Some medical scientists, they say, after birth, few weeks, mother's physical touch is key factor for proper development of the brain. And then also, you see, the scientists, they experimented. 2 mice, both some injuries. One mice who have that injury, company with another mice, one alone. Then the recovery, the mice with another mice, much quicker recover their injuries, because that sort of mice often
you see, receive licking from another mice. Another mice remain lonely. That injury recover much slower. So biologically, affection really makes differences. So basically, we can say human beings are social animals. So biologically, there's one factor to bring together. That's human affection, sense of care, even animal. So those people who simply think about money or power, neglect these things, are actually against the basic human social elements of what's the nature, like that. So please think. And then if you feel this is some reasons, then share with your friends. That's the way. This is change humanity, more peaceful humanity. The first start from individual, not from top to down, but from down. Each individual have the potential to create better humanity. So first, you as one individual try to pay more attention about our inner value. Then share with your friend 10 people. Then each your friend, each 10 friends. That means 100 people. Then 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 100 million, like that. So that's the way, to create compassionate society, compassionate humanity. That's the only way to bring happy humanity. Today's human population, now 7 billion. When I first came to India as a refugee, 1959, then 60, during that period we used to say 6 million human beings, now 7 billion. So according to some report, end of this century, human population will reach 10 billions. So even 7 billion, a lot of gap, rich to poor. We have to sort of reduce this gap. So that means not reduce the rich people's sort of living standard. No. But poorer section of people's living standard must uplift. Then nature resources also now question. Many years ago, one occasion in London, I had some discussions with some scholars. At that time, 6 billion population. So some sort of expert, they say, 6 billion population. Then you see the southern world, northern world, huge gap, rich and poor. So the southern world's living standard raise up to northern world's because of the living standard. Then the nature resources is questionable. Of course, with help of technology, now solar energy, all these, now year by year now inventing. So I think now, for example, you see, this morning I mentioned the local people they should carry some experiment, some vegetable garden, then eventually some corn, right, some maize, right, cultivate, and then some small scale of industry. So from every corner of the world, you see, doing more. But then the water sources underneath decade by decade reduce. So now we have to think very seriously because seawater transform sweet water. There is technology. One time I passing through, I think in California, a long sort of drive. Then one area, I saw a big industry, and I inquired what kind of industry. Then they say, what's in desalination plant. So we have that kind of technology. So now that I think instead of spend making bombs or weapons, I think spend more such sort of industry. And then Australia, there's plenty of seawater, whole sort of round sea. So use seawater and then bring more water. And then also I have sort of serious velocity wish or hope or dream. This moment, empty dream. The Sahara. Use seawater and then create more plantations than the Sahara area. And that is the source of that sort of factory, electricity, solar, and Sahara. Plenty of solar power, solar energy. So build big electricity because the factory use solar energy. Then that electricity used for desalination factory. Then I think there is possibility Sahara, at least decade by decade, century to century, I think Sahara can build Greenland, and then Australia, certainly. So on my previous visit, I expressed, from all sides, I said Australia should have some kind of plan. Each decade, few hundred square kilometer inward, so create Greenland, and then eventually reach here. I think take time. But coastal area, I think already a lot of trees, a lot of greens. That I think inward can expand. Right? Then I think many parts of the world use seawater that way. I think danger of sea level each decade increasing. That also, I think some little help, isn't it? Use seawater, all sides, different area. I wish, instead of killing each other, think more these things and use our resource, our dollar or euro or Australian dollar. Your Australian dollar, I don't think much importance in the global level. Euro and dollar, so spent on such sort of long-term projects, not thinking my nation like that, thinking humanity. Now I think time has come. We have to think. I think early part of 20th century, concept of war is something normal. When one nation declare war on other nation, all citizens of that country, without any question, was proudly, happily join war effort. Now that kind of mental thinking changed. Later part of 20th century, much changed. When the Iraq crisis about to start, millions of people from Australia up to the United States come out against violence. Isn't it? Now when nations like United States or some European countries, when they declare war, the people now no longer so enthusiastically, you see, join war effort. Now much changed. And then consider importance of ecology. In early part of 20th century, not there. Later part of 20th century, now knowledge or importance of ecology, and realize we also have the responsibility to look after our planet. So these are through information, through education, our mental, our knowledge now become wider. So now Green Party also there. Sometimes I jokingly telling when I met some politicians who says they are member of Green Party. Usually so I just jokingly telling them, oh, I want to join your party. Because you see, I have very much serious interest about ecology. That's very important, isn't it? That also I learned only after I came to India as a refugee. When I was in Tibet, no idea about importance of ecology. After reach India, then also you see, have the opportunity to visit different European countries. Then you see people say, this water you cannot drink because too much polluted. In Tibet, whenever we feel the thirst, say, the see some streams where, a stream, we immediately drink, or river, immediately drink. When we reach outside, then same water, but one water can drink, one water cannot drink. Then you see, discuss or talk with experts, scientists, ecologists. Then become clear, this planet is our home. Taking care of ecology is simply like taking care of your own home. If this home eventually becomes something like a desert, then where we go? Mars? Impossible. Moon? Impossible. Even we reach there, oxygen, always getting that kind of thing. Impossible. Will not be sort of the time or place to relax happily. No. Always some because of the oxygen, because of the or what called the oxygen sort of something carry, and then like that. So our home, only this planet is our home. So we have to take care this home, isn't it? Like that. So then I realize ecology is so important, like that. So I think that's all. Now already 3:20. What else you have? Some program?
We've got some questions.
Huh?
We've got some questions.
Question? Okay, few questions.
So a couple of questions.
Okay.
Your birthday's coming up on July the 6th. What would you want as a present for your 80th birthday?
Nothing. As I mentioned earlier, you see, these points which I really feel serious concern. So if you think more and if you sort of also feel this is something important, then try to implement and also share more people. That's the best because of the gift of my birthday, right? Like that.
And your Holiness.
Then usually you see the European sort of style, a birthday, one cake, and then one sort of a candle, and then extra work. I think without is that candle, just enjoy cake. That's good. Recently, you see, Bishop Tutu, you see, my long time my friend, you see, he, I think, in spite his physical condition and his age, you see, he came to Dharamsala and a few days also to talk in front of camera, television, like that. So then, the part of one program, I mean his program, you see, he also visited Tibetan children's village. I also went there. Then, you see, surprisingly, you see, they arranged one cake, birthday cake. Then I don't know how to handle. Then Bishop Tutu, firstly, you see, start happy birthday to you. And he also, you see, some kind of danced. And then, although you see, not 80 candles were, some candles. And then we both jointly. So like that.
We have another question from one of our audience members, Your Holiness, in Noka, and they ask, will there be another after you?
That depends on the circumstances. As early as 1969, I formally, officially stated the very institution of Dalai Lama should continue or not up to Tibetan people, concerned people. Then, 2011, now I totally, retired from any political responsibility. So actually, not only myself retired, but also, you see, almost 4th century old tradition. Since 5th Dalai Lama, the Dalai Lama institution automatically become head of both temporal and spirituality. Now that formally, happily, voluntarily ended. So sometimes I jokingly used to telling people, there's that sort of practice, right? That kind of tradition start from 5th Dalai Lama. So if 5th Dalai Lama reappear, whether he support or not, I don't know. But there's no danger to reappear. So okay, I decided. So you see, we already have, as far as refugee community is concerned, we already have elected political leadership. So that's very healthy side. After all, world belongs to humanity. And Australia, for example, Australia belongs to Australian people, not this party or that party. And I some occasion I express, you see, England belongs to English people, people of Great Britain, not Queen. Similarly, Japan. Japan belongs to Japanese people, not Japanese emperor. Okay. Do you have some argument? So theoretically, similarly, Tibet case also, you see, Tibet belongs to Tibetan people, not Dalai Lama institution. It's gone. This sort of old sort of system. These sort of institutions started at the time of the social system is feudal system. So this should go, should change. So no matter some drawbacks in democratic system, but still I think best system in order to govern the country by people. There's people elected leader, and the people always have this sort of right to ask government. And if government or if the leader not doing well, and people have power to change. So democratic system is the best system. Like that. So I don't know this Dharma institution will continue after me, will continue or not. That's up to people, concerned people, a Tibetan and also Mongolian, and also some people like that. So this is not my business, like that. My main concern is now 80 years old. Perhaps another 15, 20 years could be used some sort of service to humanity and Buddha Dharma. Then after 90 years, 95 years, I don't think no more use. Then I will say, although I think some problem I need, but this is okay. Occasionally I mentioned I can come on wheelchair, and so long my mouth can use blah 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 blah. Then okay I come. Like that. Yes. Next question.
And next question is, thank you, Your Holiness, for visiting us. Why did you choose to come here to Uluru?
As I developed some interest, and also out of my sort of respect elders and local people, or indigenous people. So I come. So yesterday I reached. This morning I really feel some sort of meaningful, because to interact, I really feel like that. Except that worm saw a little bit uncomfortable, otherwise no problem. Yes. Yeah.
Well, Your Holiness, they've asked us to wrap it up now. Would you like one more question before we...
Then one last question.
One last question.
I have two questions.
Your Holiness, will any of the wisdom that you gather in this lifetime travel with you on the next life?
가자. Some impact. This is certain experience. This lifetime. Some kind of imprint in the more subtle level of consciousness, settled there. So subtle level of consciousness continuously go. Grosser level of consciousness very much related with this brain. So each life, each human life, new brain. So, for example, some my friend, when they experience through meditation some kind of deeper experience related with subtle mind, then sometimes they reflect about past life, like that. And also my own case, although I have not that kind of sort of deeper experience, but in my dream, certainly it's a certain grosser level of mind then become inactive. So the more subtler level of consciousness then more active. So sometimes in my dream, there's a certain sort of experience or memory about some past life. One occasion in my dream, very, very clear sort of dream, I was in prison in Egypt almost 1,000 years ago. So they, what do you call, the Egyptian king, pharaohs, quite naked and on a high sort of place on her seat. I don't know. You see, and then of course some sort of little memory in dream time, not awakened time, dream sort of time. Sometimes there's some memory about one great Indian master. I remember that, like that. So whether true or not, I don't know. Some these are mysterious things. So in any way, it's a certain experience in the deeper level of consciousness, it carries continuously. So I think the children, even trained, same parent, same facility, but some, you see, some certain things learn very quickly, some or another more difficult. So these same sort of facility, same opportunity, same parent, twin, but there are differences. We, of course, very detailed brain cell, you see, there are differences. I think 7 billion human beings, the same skull, is the same brain, but very detailed level differences. So 7 billion human beings, you see, look, one object, but because of their different sort of brain, you see, they may see something different. One of my friend, one scientist, Bob Livingston, now he no longer. You see, he once told me, 6 billion human beings look sort of world. Each one have used different sort of perceptions. So that also is a factor, but from the sort of viewpoint of continuation of life after life, then we also see have that kind of explanation, a certain experience, which experience in deeper level, or I mean, this grosser level of mind, much deeper experience, it sort of impact in deeper level of consciousness. Now that makes differences next life. Okay.
And
I think, you see, my own sort of experience, when I was young, study, I was quite lazy student. But then However, this is some sort of my knowledge or understanding certain difficult philosophical sort of views, philosophical points. When I discuss with some top scholars, sometimes as a lazy student, not sufficient time, but knowledge or understanding, compare such top scholars. Sometimes, not bad. So that certain object, certain subject seems to me very easy. So that's, I think, some sort of familiarity of the past life. Then certain sort of because the subject very difficult to know. So that is one sort of indication I feel some sort of acquaintance, the previous life, it makes differences this life.
And the last question, Your Holiness, is from Hasishito, and it says, you're now living in northern India. Do you think you will ever go back to Tibet?
Oh, 그렇죠. Superiority. That's, I think things are changing. I think people from China, today's people from China, compare 40 years ago and even 30 years ago, much already changed, still changing. And then particularly the present Xi Jinping, she seems more realistic and also quite courageous person, now tackling this corruption, immense corruption. I think he really courageously is tackling this problem. And then last year, when he was in Europe, in Paris, he expressed Buddhism is important part of Chinese culture. And then later his visit in New Delhi, also he sort of same expression. So this is something quite unusual. A communist leader now telling something positive about Buddhism. It's quite new, isn't it? Quite new. Then his father, I know, Shi Tushin. I know quite well. And then late Dalai Lama eventually became very close friend of him. Like that. And then today, China, over 400 million Buddhist population. Huge population, Buddhist population. So many of these Buddhists now showing interest about Tibetan Buddhist tradition, which is more intact than Nalanda tradition through rigorous study. So it's more and more the Chinese Buddhists really showing interest about that. So these are, I think, more positive sort of a factor, like that. So things are changing. And the whole world, as I mentioned earlier, compare early part of 20th century and later part of 20th century, as in human beings thinking becoming much more mature, more realistic. So although beginning of the 21st century, some unhealthy things, unhappy events here and there, but there's pockets. Overall picture, I think world becoming much better, much safer. And then these sort of pockets of violence, these problems, clearly symptom of past negligence, past mistake. So if we make attempt now, I think later part of this century, I think world can be more peaceful, more compassionate. It's possible through education, on including secular ethics. I want to make clear, when I use the word secular, according to Indian understanding, about Indian understanding, secular means respect all religions and also respect non-believer. Whereas in the West, secular means disrespect religion and distance from religion. Even some sort of people consider secular very close with atheism. But according to Indian understanding, no. Secular means, as I mentioned earlier, respect all religion, and also some important thing is secular, according to Indian understanding, respect also non-believer. So that is something very relevant to today's world. Taking those one tangat. So now today's reality, out of 7 billion human beings, over 1 billion non-believer. These also human beings, part of humanity. They also want happy life. They are also part of the humanity. So we have to bring together. So the Indian, according to Indian understanding, the secular respect, including non-believer, is very relevant, very realistic. So we are approaching, including many of my friends, great scientists, and a social worker, and educationists. They already sort of, once they realize this, so making effort. In America, there's some well-known scientist already you see carry as a sort of as an experimental sort of project. They already carry over now more than 10 years. Result very convincing. So more and more people showing interest. Some city in America, already they give the name city of kindness, city of compassion. Now I'm going there July. So I met some sort of mayor, actually used to come to see me. Since few years ago, you see, they already sort of give the name, the city, Kasa, Anaheim. I don't know the name, Kasa.
Anaheim city.
Anaheim, where? Anaheim or something, I don't know. So already you see, give the name, city of kindness. I met, I give him every encouragement. So now, some of the city, more city. And another occasion, I think 3 years ago, so one occasion my visit, there are, I think, a few cities mayor come together, and they all, you see, seriously consider each city being city's name as the city of compassion, like that. So this, and then Canada, the Columbia as the state, correct? British Columbia, yes, British Columbia. They already sort of implementing from kindergarten some education about moral ethics, secular basis. And then a few years ago, Quebec some sort of the group of teacher, they invited me. They said they are seriously discussing about how to promote ethics in school, like that. So based on secular way. So there are more and more people really showing serious concern about the lacking negligence about this inner value in education field. So this is very, very hopeful sign. Then other day, Sydney, brief meeting, some scholars. Actually, one lady, she mentioned the practice of love and especially action out of love, out of compassion, really brings physical health. So simply practice love, some positive effect, but she found, or some of her sort of friend, expert is found, even implementing compassion, that's serving other people, helping other people, that action really makes very, very positive effect for health. Like that. So these are the scientific finding. So we can use our common experience, common sense, then scientific sort of finding. We can teach from kindergarten up to university level. Like that. So whole world is changing. So People's Republic of China is most populated nation, an ancient nation. I am quite sure the Chinese people, long cultural history. If you have the opportunity, think seriously. Then you can make significant contribution for well-being of humanity. Because very, very sort of now 1.3 to 4 billions population, like that. Sometimes your country little bit close society, not much information about outside world. So some of these Chinese students come from mainland China. I met many of them in America or Europe or Japan or Australia here also. They found some sort of differences when they heard when they are in China and when they see outside personally, then they found some gap. One occasion in America, one Chinese from mainland China, came to see me, and he told me till he saw me at my one public sort of talk. Till that, he felt Dalai Lama is old person, very narrow-minded person. After he listened my talk, then he realized Dalai Lama, actual Dalai Lama is something different than his sort of the imagination way. Imagination, according to their information. So he came to see me like that. So it happened like that. Like that. So things are changing. People from China, no matter how powerful, still part of the world. World is changing. China bound to changing, isn't it? Like that. In Australia, the geography, because of the land location, you are isolated, but still part of the world. World change, European economic crisis, you also felt that. So that's the, you are part of the world. So like that. Isn't it? Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. 再见。再见。谢谢。再见。Thank you.
Dominant. That gone. I think you should not put on hope. Try. I think the world support you.